thought at the end of the day, nowadays, if you are a black person who believes in conspiracy theories, you're labeled as a lunatic. You're radical, right? You're a Republican. You're right. You're conservative. Those are the only people who believe that there's a secret going on in the world with people with power and influence or conspiring to mold society into their likeness. In the Black Excellence app, I have the Black Experience Matters. And every 2 to 3 days, I post positive black news. And I have an RSS feed. And every time I go on the feed, in the health section, I see articles about mental health for black men and maternal health for black women. I rarely see mental health for black women, but those are the two main health topics that I see. Every day there's a new article about it. And I don't believe that the conspirators of society actually care about black men's mental health or black women's bodies. I feel like we see that with Roe and Wade. You know, you create this broad change in society. You place your hand on the limitations of the female body, right? Legally. And then socially, right, you create this other fear and awareness that something's going wrong. Black maternal health, there's something wrong with it. And there is, right? I don't know stats. I'm just talking from the hip right now. During birth, black women have higher mortality rates than I believe any other group. That's not being not being listened to, rather. Having physicians who, they don't understand the black body. You don't understand the hips and the curve. You don't get it. You don't get it. You telling me to do what? Small hip, no hip over here doing. That's not me. I'm big body, right? I'm big body karate. I feel like socially this year has really been about demonizing the masculine energy within black men. So when I see all the push for an awareness that there is something mentally wrong with black men in society, when I see how the black experience responds to black men during their trials and tribulations, it shows me that overall, right, the black man is once again at the bottom of society. He used to be top dog, right? That's when rap and hip hop was prominent, right? The black man was king, and Drake came through and he made it soft, right? We blamed Drake. The greatest boxer this past decade, Floyd Mayweather, a black man, but he wasn't hungry. He wasn't assertive. He played defense. Right, and he got you through technicality, right? That's what Floyd Mayweather is most prominent and famous for. Prior to that, right, it was Mike Tyson. Mike Tyson was bopping dudes, right? He gave the black experience arrogance and the height of masculine energy and drive and dedication. And, socially, he gets broken down. Sexual assault allegations and all of that. Fight with Jake Paul, where he allegedly might have just had some type of health condition, maybe a seizure, maybe fainted, postponing a fight and going through. And I don't know, yo. I imagine the worst case scenarios. And thinking about, we don't protect black bodies. We don't protect black bodies. And him having that fight, right? He's what, 57, 58, old as fuck. Maybe even be 60, right? Fighting this younger white dude. And him just getting bopped, yo. Bopped to the point where, yo, he loses part of himself. And it further shows the breakdown and the destruction of black masculinity, right? The hardest dude of the 90s just got broken down. It don't matter age difference, right? We don't care about the handicap. What happened is what matters. I worry about whatever's being pushed in the mainstream because there are puppeteers creating a narrative and a story. And you may just read it on the surface, right? If you're just you're a basic person, right? You don't believe there's anything hidden. What you see is truth and fact. If you see that feed, right, there's this scientific, psychological belief that there's something mentally off with black men. And unless you make the connection into other aspects of society, right, unless you're a sociologist, right, you look at things on a macro level, you aren't going to make the connection to see how the push for certain news narrative shows up in our everyday lives and our social perspective. It's life imitating art, and it's art imitating life. So I say this as a black man to black men, black women, black fathers, the black experience. Be aware of what the external is trying to tell you about yourself. Be aware of what the narrative is that's being defined about what your group looks like, what your group thinks, how they behave, how they live their lives in secret and shame and filth and debauchery. The Me Too movement really started with Harvey Weinstein and ended with him, right? Like for the white experience, right? It's really just him. The Me Too movement is still going on for the black experience, yo. You don't really see. I feel like when the Johnny Depp Amber Heard case ended and he was found not guilty, that was it, right? We learned that women lied too, right? Men too, Johnny Depp, but not the black experience. The black experience keeps holding on to that, the Me Too movement. Absolutely, right? People need to be held accountable, but the difference is within the black experience, people are going for money in a bag. Right? Casey settled with Diddy. Granted on one level, right? Like, you don't want to live through it. It's traumatizing, right? But if you really want to set precedent, you take people to court and you hold them accountable. And you set precedent for social standards and values. If it's about you, you take the money. If it's about the social experience, you take people to court. And cancel culture, Karen culture is thriving right now in the black experience. And love and hate is the same thing, right? We point fingers and we hate how socially the black experience hates how the white experience has historically treated black people. But now within the black experience, we are the ones pointing fingers, publicly hanging people, socially hanging people. We're destroying the mental. Nobody want to be a black man, right? Everybody want to be a nigga, but nobody want to be a nigga. Now more than ever. And yeah, the black experience is layered. It is everything and anything and nothing and something all at the same time. And I say, whenever a younger artist in hip hop is on trial for murder or whatever, they use their own lyrics against them. Right? The First Amendment no longer protects against art for the black experience. And there's a reality, right? People snitch on themselves, and there are some people who actually committed the crimes they rap about, but there are far more many who haven't. The majority of these, 99% of rappers aren't shooters. I say 99% of rappers aren't shooters. But the artists never show up. They don't show up to defend the art, right? You created this lifestyle, this life experience for this younger group of people, for this younger generation. And now that they lived it based off of the art that you showed them, when they act out because of your art, you don't come in and be like, yo, it's just entertainment, right? It's only entertainment. Nah, this nigga on his own, man. Yo, we don't show up for generations. Last thought is, I saw an article, africanews.com, about Kenyan soldiers. Yo, they touched down in Haiti, man, and the threat, the ongoing war that is going to occur between Haitian gangs and Kenyans, and the awareness that the Kenyans most likely are going to win because they are financed and backed by Western civilization. And feeling helpless as a American-born Haitian, what I want to do is, yo, I want to go down there and get, yo, as many Haitian Americans together as we can. And, yo, this is our country, right? No foreign invaders. You think about wasted potential in your life and all the things, all the great things you would be doing now had you had done what you needed to back in the day. But you are where you are now, and that's all that matters. And you learn from the moment and create precedent and changes. That's what I want to do. But it's like, realistically, what can I do? I'm not in that position. Once, all these Haitian Americans, all these Haitian artists, all these Haitian American artists, right? Once you get bread, man, once you become an American citizen, you do the bare minimum, right? You send money, you send clothing and food and all of that stuff. You do the drums, the shipping containers. But you don't physically show up, right? As a American citizen who still has bloodline and birthright in your home country, you don't show up and say, hey, America, you can't do this. These are my people, right? I'm just a citizen of your country, but these are my people. That's the awareness of generational support. And I may not do it now, but I have other suggestions and influence and art to inspire change in Haiti and the Black experience in my life, and hopefully in your life. I wish you all the best. Have a good weekend. Peace.